Good afternoon, teachers. Good
Very
afternoon, sir.
Ma'am. Rakshit, you are there? Yeah,
Yeah,
Rakshit.
yeah.
Hello, Rakshit, how are you?
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have Mr. Tandon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Okay, so I think we have
Yes.
16 attendees right now. So I think all the panelists have joined. So shall we start or should we wait for a couple of more?
There are around 500 on Facebook.
Okay,
That's
great.
what. Yeah, because we had given most of them Facebook IDs. So they are around 500 on Facebook, right? Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock.
Yeah, you can start.
Shall we start? Okay.
Yeah.
So good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to this engaging session on cybersecurity webinar series. Before I dive in further, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Vibhav Safaya. I have around 25 years of experience in software development and service delivery. Of late, I have been working on security solutions and content management. So today we are here to discuss in today's time, in today's these COVID times, the online classes have become necessary and compulsion. We all know that. And we are here to have an open discussion on these compelling challenges that are being faced by the teachers, students, parents with respect to cybersecurity. Everyone has to use their computers to attend the classes, the online classes we have. So there are, I heard a lot of, students coming to us, a lot of teachers coming to us with a lot of challenges. So before we discuss it further, let me quickly, introduce and first of all, welcome our esteemed panelists who are veteran in their respective fields. So their achievements are endless. I have, I could jot down a few, so let me go through them. The first on our panel is Mr. Rakshit Tandon. He needs no introduction. He's a very familiar name in schools and have sensitized more than 3 million students pan-India on cybersecurity. A cybersecurity evangelist, having over a decade of experience in cyber security domain, be it cybercrime or forensics. Our association with Mr. Tandon goes over a half a decade, today forming a very strong cybersecurity team. He was instrumental in advising us developing this Cyber Peril series on cybersecurity. Very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next panelist is Madam Santosh Vyas. Madam Vyas is an educationist and currently principal at Sadhu Vaswani International School for Girls. I hope, ma'am, I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah. Sadhu Vaswani. Yes. Right. Thank you, ma'am. She has received many awards and recognition in the field of education, and here are some of them. I would like to highlight them. She's the recipient of State Teachers Award in 2019. She's recipient of Human Rights Award by Indian Institute of Human Rights in 2019. She's a recipient of Value Education Award by World Assembly of Value Education 2019. The list goes on and on and on. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, Mr. Rakesh Malviya. Mr. Malviya is running companies on intellectual property copyrights under Ashmire IP. Publication of IELTS study material and online IELTS training under NextGen. First artificial intelligence technology platform on humanized data in service of creativity under Modern Analytics. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct.
Yeah.
And cybersecurity education platform under Augmented Minds. Very warm welcome to you, Mr. Malviya. And we are very honored to have all of them on our panel. Now, without delaying further, let me open this session for panel discussion. Let me start first with by inviting Madam Vyas to directly ask questions to Mr. Tandon. I believe she has a lot of questions, queries, concerns from student side, from parent side, from teacher side. She wanted to ask to Mr. Tandon. I think so. So I would leave. I will hand it over this to Madam, and she can ask these questions directly to Mr. Tandon. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to all my co-panelists. Mr. Rakshit Tandon ji, extend a very warm welcome to you. And Mr. Rakesh Malviya ji, and our moderator, Mr. Vaibhav Safaya ji.
Thank you.
All the teachers, parents, and of course, my very, very dear children. It's a difficult time for all of us, more so for our children trying to understand the rapidly mutating world, bombarded with new and unsettling information every day. Our children need reassurance more than ever. They need a hand to hold on to. When it comes to addressing challenges related to cybersecurity, I can think of only one name, and that is Mr. Rakshit Tandon. As the head of a premier girls institution, Sadhu Vaswani International School for Girls, I'm often greeted with questions from anxious parents worried about the safety of their girls in a world where the female gender has always been at the receiving end of physical, verbal, mental, emotional, or digital abuse, where one's identity is rendered more vulnerable by the minute. We are living in a time and space where the world is witnessing expeditious changes, and it is no secret that an outstanding percentage of these changes are driven by technology. As the world hails the fourth industrial revolution, the digital transformation comes with its own share of fallout. While adapting to the digital evolution, which we all understand is the need of the hour, I also want digital empowerment for all my girls. And I can't think of a better person but you, sir, who can empower my girls in this digital age.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Rakesh sir, and thank you, Santosh, Vaibhav sir. Thank you for inviting me to this panel. And as ma'am, it's a pleasure to be addressing the Sadhu Vaswani International School. It's one of the leading names in institutions in the country. So I've always been hearing this name. Though unfortunate, not able to visit physically, but I have visited some schools just neighboring to your school. So as mentioned, I have already visited more than, I think, 10,000 schools in the country now. I started this mission in 2008 with the help of Government of India when this project was called Safe Surfing. And since then, I've been passionately working for protection of children. And for last 2-3 years, I've been engaged with a project called Online Safety for Women. And like Online Safety for Women, and this is a project of Ministry of Women and Child Development, and it is supported by Facebook and my organization, Internet and Mobile Association of India. And as you rightly said, ma'am, young girls are the first target when it comes to social media, internet safety, online safety. So they need to be empowered. And I hope with this session of mine, I will create that empowerment. So let me first mention what are the kind of threats we are facing. And let's understand what are the kind of threats. So there are two types of threats. I'll classify them into two types of threats. One is threat to your money your wallets, your digital payments. That is one angle where the hackers are very active. And second is your threat to the digital identity, threat to your privacy, threat to your content, which is stored on your devices. And when I say threat to privacy, it comes from all these active accounts, social media accounts. And children love social media, no doubt about it. But then they face a lot of issues also. So Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, there's not a single day which has passed in this last 3 or 4 months of unusual times, especially in these unusual times. The numbers of complaints have increased. Somebody, sir, has created a fake Instagram account and he's posting very bad things about me. It's very demoralizing. It's very depressing. Please help me. Then they become victim to predators. There are a lot of so-called online friends which try to be very good to you, very kind to you. They offer a friendship to you and they make friends with these innocent children. And then they start chatting. And in the name of emotional exploitation, that I'm very sad, I will end up my life, something bad has happened, I want to see you and all that stuff. And they demand some very intimate content from these victims. And once they deliver this intimate content, thinking that I trust this person and I am surrendered to this person as a friend, then the blackmailing and sextortion and extortion starts, which is at times very painful. And if the parents are not standing by the child, then the child might even lead into some dangerous situation also. And we have seen lately some cases. So cyberbullying, cyber stalking, one has to learn some 5 core values of internet, which I always promote. Number 1 is responsibility. So once you have a phone and internet in your hand, you have to take the ownership. You have to be responsible about the use. The second is respect and compassion. That you should learn how to respect your members online in an online community. And if somebody is in trouble, you should have that compassion rather than forwarding such content. So recently there was a very sad incident where a child named somebody on Instagram saying that he has done something wrong, and everybody started dogpiling. Now, dogpiling is where anonymous people attack you with comments and all. And this boy got so panicked that he ended up his life without thinking for rescue or something. This happened recently in NCR, Gurugram, and this was a 15 to 16-year-old boy. So this is what the impact social media can do. So social media education has to be a very important part. As school, as educators and as parents, वो टाइम था हमें स्कूल में मॉरल साइंस सिखाया जाता था बचपन में, और उसकी स्टोरी सुना के हमें मॉरल वैल्यूज के साथ तैयार किया जाता था. बट व्हेन आई लुक एट माय चिल्ड्रन दीस डेज, आई थिंक उनको अब मॉरल साइंस नहीं, डिजिटल मॉरल साइंस की जरूरत है. एंड आई यूज द वर्ड नेटिकेट्स, डिजिटल वेलनेस एंड साइबर हाइजीन. These 3 subjects you should start training children from the grade nursery so that they feel responsible. So this 5 core values. One is responsibility, respect, compassion. Resilience is very important. So they don't have resilience. The internet has made them so impatient. It is a kind of a cyber psychological condition that there are so many posts coming in. You have to comment, comment, and that makes your mind so repulsive to everything that you don't think before you post. So my mantra is stop, think, and post. And remember, children, if you are listening to me, your digital footprints cannot be removed. I remember cases, bachcho, if children are sitting, I don't know whether they are listening or not, but then if children, you are listening, I have seen a child got rejected for a master's admission in a famous university. Why? Because her social media footprints were very bad. And the university...
One second. I'll just add, since you asked whether children are there or not, we have a school from Chennai whose children are already online on Facebook.
Oh, wonderful,
so,
wonderful.
For your information.
Which school?
Right? So I think we have both children as well as parents. So I think this message should go to both.
Both. So children and parents, both, you should understand that your digital footprints are forever. So if today you are messing up on social media, you cannot hide that. It is forever now. So one girl, her admission got rejected in a master degree in an international college just because the people sitting there were checking her social media, and they found that she was very negative and her content was not appropriate. And on that grounds, they rejected her admission. So whatever you do today, it is forever. One picture you click today and you send it to your so-called best friend, I'm sorry, it is on the internet now. There is no delete command on internet. So please stop, think and post. And there is a lot of grooming going on. Girls, as a girl candidate, listen, we are emotional. We trust people, then we trust to the fullest. So there are these groomers, these online predators. They will make you your friend. And these children today, they use these funny words, relationship. Mere bachcho, you don't even understand what ship is this. Now, 8th and a 9th standard student is having a friend online, and what is she saying? I am in a relationship. I'm sorry, bachcho. This ship is going to be like Titanic. It has to go down. You should only learn one word, and that is called friendship, and stick to friendships only. And on internet, no sharing of personal content. When I say personal content, no intimate pictures to be captured also. Not capture. There are some cases where I have got, sir, I have not shared anybody my picture. I had my personal phone. I have taken some very personal pictures only for myself. Only for myself. I have not shared it with anyone. I have not given it to anyone. And now, sir, somebody is sending me those pictures and blackmailing me. How did he got the pictures? I don't know. So let me teach you something today, what is called digital identity. You have an Android phone or you have an Apple phone. These are the two phones you have. In Android phone, you cannot start an Android phone without a Gmail account, right? And in Apple phone, you cannot start an Apple phone without an Apple ID. Okay, now I have an Android phone. So the first thing you have to put in on your Android phone is your Gmail ID. The moment you put your Gmail ID, your data get automatically synchronized to something which is called Google Cloud. Now, what do children do? The same Gmail ID, you are opening a Facebook account, you open an Instagram account, you, as parents, you give that Gmail ID to your bank. As parents, you give that Gmail ID to your Airtel company or Vodafone company. With that Gmail ID, you open your share business account. With that Gmail ID, you get alerts for your insurance policy. So what am I calling this Gmail ID? Digital identity. And how do you protect your digital identity? Password, one password. And in India, we don't take we don't take too much of stress making a password. I am a God lover. My password is Om Sai Ram, or my password is Jai Mata Di, or my son name is, for example, I have my daughter name Arushi. So my password is Arushi@123. I will not take pains in making password. So now imagine all of you, your digital identity is protected by a password. Now you must have heard a word called hacking. There are hackers, and every second day in this news you are reading that they are hacking your phones, they can hack this. And recently Government of India has announced a ban on 59 apps because they were hacking your phones, and they were all apps from China, and they have been banned completely. And one of those, what you call TikTok, children, they love a lot. It's some kind of a mental hospital or what, but they have some wonderful videos there, and they go crazy when they make these videos. Now these apps have been banned. So that means there are hackers who can hack my password. Now imagine a scenario that somebody knows my Gmail password. He has hacked into your digital identity. Now, what all he can do? The first dangerous thing he can do is, suppose this is my, let me share my screen with you so that all of you can see. Can I get the screen sharing rights, host? Can you give, yes. Can you give me the screen sharing rights, please? So the idea is how to protect my digital identity. Password is something which anybody can hack, no doubt. And you also do a mistake by compromising your password. So imagine if somebody knows my password, he has got into my phone, that is your cloud. Apple, it is called Apple Cloud. In Android, we call it Google Cloud. He can control my social media because all my social media accounts are made with Gmail ID. And he can control my bank, financials, statements. Why? Because everywhere that email ID is given. So how do I protect? Let me show you. So for example, I'll take you to my screen. I hope my screen is visible. So suppose children, imagine a scenario. I am a hacker and I know the password of some guy called Rakshit Tandon and I've hacked his ID. So by pressing one command on my browser, on my Google Chrome, by pressing one command, I can see the complete content of Mr. Tandon. So let's see this. I can see the complete content. I can see 4,200 Gmails. I can see 200 files in his Google Drive. I can see 300 apps in his phone. I can see 13,399 contacts in his phone. And the worst thing, I can see 18,617 photos in his phone. They might be personal, they might be very personal. The hacker only has to press the button, go to photos. So imagine the worst situation, that if somebody hacks your simple Gmail ID, what all trouble you can be in, because the complete content is there and this content is called cloud. How do I protect my identity? It is very easy. Children, open your Google settings, which is called manage your Google account. Open your security option there. You will find this word security. And there you will find an option called two-step verification. Please turn it on. Now, what does this mean? Today, you cannot protect your identities only with a password. Password is not going to help you. You need at least two locks and two keys. That means I have to protect my account double protection. And what is that double protection? Only password, you cannot hack my account. The moment you try to hack my account, it will ask for an OTP, and that OTP comes only to my registered number. So that means now I'm doubly protected. So children, first is immediately put a two-step verification on your devices, on your Gmail, on your Apple, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Snapchat, on your Twitter, on your LinkedIn, on your Yahoo. Whatever identity you use, go today only, open the word settings. In the word settings, you will find security. When you get security, go to this option called two-step verification. Somewhere they call it two-factor authentication. Now, it might be two-step or two-factor, one in the same thing. Once you enable it, what have you done? Your identity is doubly protected. Even if somebody gets to know my password, he cannot harm me. Second, children, avoid saving personal content on any drive, whether it is a cloud or it is your device. It is always advisable. Second, be a smart user. There are three things which are very commonly used: Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Let me share a case of a parent from Gurgaon. 2 or 3 days back, one parent called me. He must have heard me in some school session. I've been doing a lot of sessions with parents. So he called me, Mr. Tandon, I do work from home. My child studies in 9th class. He attended your session. I got your number. I need your immediate help. I said, yes, sir. Tell me what happened. Bole, all my friends have received a desperate message on Facebook saying that I have a COVID condition in my house. I have no money left. All the money is spent on health. And I am having a very tough time in this lockdown. So please, can you financially help me with only 5,000 rupees in this Paytm wallet? Acha, I am not able to open my Facebook account. My Facebook account is saying wrong password. And these all friends and relatives, they are receiving message from my Facebook ID. So I hope children and parents, you understand what has happened. This gentleman account got hacked. Now the question is, how do these hackers hack your account? So today, you all are so multi-user. Your screen time has increased. You are always on your devices. Work from computer. Classes on computer. Friends on internet. Gaming on internet. Socializing on internet. Birthday parties on Zoom. Online birthday parties. Why? Social distancing. That means from morning to evening, you are on internet and mobile. And now what happens? Suddenly you receive a mail. Let me show you what kind of mails you might receive. So I will show you my email ID only. A lot of hackers are trying to hack me also. So let me show you. Let me just Go, okay. Stop. Let me share my screen once again. Chrome, advanced. No, basic. Mail. Okay, let me show my mail. That will do. Yes. All right. So I hope you all can see my mail. I'm going to show you a mail which I recently received from Instagram. Okay, this is a mail I received from Instagram. I have a verified account, bachcho. So my account is rakshit.tandon with this verified logo. Even my profile picture was there. Huh? See, this is the same profile picture I actually use. Okay. When I zoom, yeah. So now you see, I got a mail from Instagram. Your account is violating our copyright guidelines. Your account will be permanently deleted within 24 hours. And niche, they have very beautifully written, huh? Instagram, Facebook Incorporation, Manila Park, California, blah, 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 blah. My followers and everything is there. Right. And there is this mail which came to me. Now, if I'm checking this mail on my mobile, I will only see this much of screen. The mail comes from Instagram and it is rakshit.tandon, my verified account. So immediately I got scared and I clicked this button. Just hold on, please. Hello.
I think some of the participants, some of the attendees are not able to see this mail.
मेरे को अभी 1 बजे तक का टाइम दीजिए, उसके बाद मैं बात करता हूँ 1:15 के बाद. So I'm sorry. Yeah, what were you saying, sir?
I think it is. I think the screen is not visible to most of us. Anyway, please continue. I think there may be some local issue.
Share screen. Okay. Now can this be?
Yeah, this is
This is better now. Yeah. Yes.
So I got this mail from Instagram, bachcho. The mail was very alarming with my photograph, profile picture, username, verified logo. And the mail was warning me, we are deleting your account in 24 hours. Now I'm busy since morning. I'm doing webinars. I also work as advisor to almost 16, 17 cybercrime units. I'm working on a project called Gurgaon Police Summer Internship. I have 500 students whom I'm training. So I have a very hectic day. So I do this summer internship with children. I have selected this year some school students also, 11th and 12th. And we are training them for 1 month. It is a flagship event. So and 450 interns I'm training. So you can imagine, and that too online. It's a difficult job. So I had a hectic day. So I thought this mail is okay and let me click. The moment I will click on this button, appeal, it is going to take me to a wrong username. The username is instagramforbusiness.com. And if I check the email came from help@instagramforbusiness.com. Instagramforbusiness.com is not the right domain. Instagram only has one website, which is called instagram.com. So suppose my company is called Cyberperil, and now I take a domain cyberperilindia.com. I am faking. My domain is rakshit.tandon.com and I have made rakshit.tandon.com. So please be careful. अभी कल एक बड़ा interesting case आया. Parents, आप लोग ध्यान से सुनना. One parent is working from home in a multinational company. He's a vice president. He got a mail from his director saying that I want to give a surprise to all my people who are working from home. Can you buy 30 Amazon vouchers of 10,000 each and send it back to me? And I will get this reimbursed by the CFO. And this poor vice president, with his own personal debit card and credit card, he purchased 20 Amazon gift card and he sent it back. This mail was a spoof mail. Now, what is spoof mail? Ma'am, email ID is svis.com. Santosh@svis.com, and the hacker created Santosh@sviss.com. He added one S. Or my ID was info@rakshit.tandon.com and the hacker created info@rakshit.tandon.com. Girls, you be very careful. You know what kind of this attack? Let me tell you what is this attack called. It is called phishing. Phishing means I sent you a wrong mail, you clicked on the wrong mail and you went to the wrong site. Girls, आपके साथ attack कैसे होगा? Suppose your name is Arushi. Arushi will receive a message from a trusted friend called Anu. Now, what will be the message? Oh my God, Arushi, I just saw your photograph on Instagram. Oh my God, how did this photograph came out? इतना सा मैसेज होगा और उसके नीचे एक लिंक होगा. अब उस समय आरुषि की मेंटल कंडीशन क्या है? डर. अच्छा, जब हमको डर लगता है तो ऊपर का जो है सिस्टम काम नहीं करता. तो नाउ यू आर स्केयर्ड एंड इन दैट स्केयर यू विल टेक योर मोबाइल, क्लिक. जैसे ही क्लिक किया इट विल आस्क योर आईडी पासवर्ड. तुमने जल्दी जल्दी आईडी पासवर्ड डाला, तुम्हारा अकाउंट हैक हो गया. अब तुम्हारे अकाउंट में क्या है? तुम्हारी पर्सनल चैट्स तुमने जो अपने फ्रेंड से करी थी, उसने उसके सारे स्क्रीनशॉट्स ले लिए और अब वो तुम्हें परेशान कर रहा है. बच्चों, ये हैकिंग कभी नहीं होगी अगर हमारा 2-factor ऑथेंटिकेशन ऑन होगा. तो लेट मी शो यू, ये इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक पे हम ये सब कैसे करते हैं. बड़ा आसान है. मैं 1 सेकंड में आपको फिर से अपनी स्क्रीन पे ले चलता हूं जिससे आपकी समझ में आ जाए. ओके, so let me share Safari. All right, बच्चों, so let's see this Safari. ये नीचे आ जाए.
In the interest of the time, I think we can just quickly go through it. I think Madam Vyas has, I believe, some more questions. So
all right, I'll just pick up on Instagram because a lot of children are using Instagram.
Yeah, sure,
I'll just,
sure.
So
Yeah,
close
you carry on.
So if you go to Instagram, bachcho, there is an option called settings. In settings, there is an option called security and privacy. You go to security and privacy. And this is the option called 2-factor authentication. Just keep it on. If your 2-factor on Instagram is on, nobody can get into your Instagram. And this is how you protect. And then private accounts, please. Maintain privacy, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. And the last thing, this is apart from children, this is for parents. 4 or 5 points for parents. Nobody is calling you for converting your 2G SIM into a 4G SIM. All this is a scam. Don't search any number, any customer care or helpline number on Google. Don't search. You want help? You want customer care? Open the app and search for it. So suppose I need help from Amazon. Open the Amazon app. There you will find the customer support. Nobody asks you to install some screen sharing apps on your phones. 2-3 names: AnyDesk, Quick Support, TeamViewer. Somebody is asking you to install due to some service condition. These are all fake people. And if you have a UPI account, be very careful when you send money or receive money. See the direction very carefully. One lady was selling an old cycle on OLX, and she got a call. I am from military. I want to buy your cycle. Bole, very good. Please buy. Bole, I will pay you 10,000. Because I'm dealing with you for the first time, I'm sending you 5 rupees. Please check whether you received 5 rupees or not. She checked the phone. She said, yeah, I got 5 rupees. Bole, okay, now I'm sending 10,000. And this time he sent a reverse request. Now, what is the reverse request? It was a reverse request that the money from her account came to the hacker. So they changed the direction of the payment. Send, receive. So be very careful in these operations. And with this, I'll come back to the panel for any further questions for me.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tandon. I think this was very insightful, especially for children and parents. So over to you, ma'am. So you may have some more questions to ask.
You're on mute, ma'am.
You're on mute, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for loads of information that you gave us. There's a question from the parents, students, and teachers. So how can we ensure that the big database systems are protected from the activities of cyber criminals? Is this the same procedure that you told us, 2-step verification?
So 2-step verification, ma'am, 2-step verification will only protect your identity. To protect your data being going out to these various companies for big data analytics and all, so you have to check your account settings. So for example, I'm just taking one very famous example of Facebook. Everybody is using Facebook. So in Facebook, you have an option called off data activity, off data. You have to turn it off. Otherwise, whatever you do, so like for example, I am shopping on Amazon. And on Amazon, I purchased a refrigerator. Now, after that, if I open my Facebook, I will see refrigerator ads only. So this is what is this data mining knows. So the way to protect your data is that you be smart when you give permissions to the application when you install them. So when you install any app on your phone, they ask permissions. I want your microphone. I want your SMS, I want all your contacts, I want to see your storage device. So there you have to be smart, what to give, what not to give. And today, after the GDPR has come into place, all these companies are very serious now. They cannot take the data without your permission. So just don't give permissions to your data access unnecessarily, whether it is Alexa or whether it is Google Home. All applications are wonderful, but then they are seeking permission. That is keeping you at risk.
The next question is about a very common question from the students about cyberbullying. How to handle the consequences of cyberbullying, especially the emotional ones?
So talking out is the only option, children. I have seen in a lot of cases, you come up to me and say, we can't share it with your parents. I think that is the first negative milestone. Don't hide anything from your parents. They might be a little angry at times. They might not understand the consequences, but still, the moment you go to your parents, you are protected now. Nobody can touch you. Number one. Number two, the best way to handle cyberbullying is detox yourself. Internet and virtual identity is not important. Real identity is important. Making one real friend is better than having 5,000 followers on Instagram or TikTok. That is not going to give you a mental pleasure. So, and stay away from these two mental diseases. One is called FOMO, fear of missing out. You try to do whatever everybody is doing. Don't be a part of that. And the second problem is called attention seeking syndrome. Just to gain attention and more likes, and that gives you some kind of a pleasure. I'm sorry. Live in real world. Immediately detox yourself. Report the bully. Don't need to be scared. And let me show you how easy Government of India has made it for you to report anything. So today, Government of India has given you a website called cybercrime.gov.in. Parents, you can use this website for any kind of a cybercrime also. Bank fraud or sitting at home, you can report. But this button is specially for women and child. And in this, they have also given you an option, report anonymously. That means you don't need to share your name and number. So this is how you report to cyber police in India. Otherwise, you use the normal reporting that is called the Facebook and Instagram reporting. Immediately report whether it is a fake account or a bullying account. And the moment you report and you detox yourself, you just disable all your accounts for some time. Stay away from that. And people see in India or everywhere I've seen, when they come on to bullying. So if you all remember this incidents which happened in Delhi where some chats were leaked of Instagram group or something, and the police had to come into action. For 5 or 7 days, everybody's story was talking about that. Everybody's story. Everybody was chatting about it. And after 5 days, nobody knows what happened even. They don't even know what has happened to that case. And they don't even know who were the victims and other that time. So don't try to be an activist always on internet. You are not police, you are not judge. Stay away from fake information, which is called information distancing. And children, respect, have resilience. When I put my picture, I get 2 types of comments. One, very good, which gives me very good pleasure. And the seconds are very negative comments also. But that doesn't take me to depression. And that doesn't take me to a closed room. So that is called cyber resilience is very important to fight bullying.
So this question is from a teacher. He's asking all these digital virtual meeting platforms. Are they enabled with end-to-end encryption or are they equipped with enough security system?
Securing, as I mentioned, all these apps are secured, ma'am. Whether you use Zoom, WebEx, Cisco, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, they all follow end-to-end encryptions. What major issues we have seen in this last 3-4 months, they have been all related to vandalizing and bombing. And this all happened because my teachers were not digitally empowered to use that application. So there are so many security features in your application. For example, right now in this meeting, I had to ask for the screen sharing rights. I was not having the rights. Otherwise, I could have shared anything on the screen and the whole meeting could have been vandalized. Annotations. So I cannot start annotating. Suppose this is annotations. I can start writing on the whiteboard. So all these commands and controls you have to do when you start a meeting. Don't allow unknown people to bomb in your meeting. Use the lock room. Children, you should remember that your digital footprints are recorded. So don't be naughty in a virtual class. By making a fake name, I will enter the class with the name of Miss Santosh Vyas and I'll think that I'll be safe. No. if madam reports it to the cyber cell, it will only take us 2 to 3 hours to track you down. And parents, cyber law says that making a fake account is a crime. Hacking somebody's account is a crime. Posting bad content is a crime. And we never want our children to get into this crime and police thing. So mere bachcho, follow your digital etiquettes. Vandalizing a class, just being naughty in a class is not going to make you a star. It is going to take you to jail only. So children should also remember, and teachers, please empower yourself with all the security and safety features before you start using the application. And yes, they are encrypted. Protect your identity. I should not be able to hack the account of teacher. And if I hack your Zoom account or Cisco account, you understand, I will control the meeting. So don't let that happen. And 90% of the users, when they make secondary account, primary accounts, you make very good password. You put your brains. And what are secondary accounts? Amazon, Flipkart, Zoom. You don't put effort in making passwords. Simple, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is where it makes you vulnerable to attacks. So keep your account. And one more thing. All these apps are updating their securities on a regular basis. So please update your applications every day. Your operating systems and applications, the moment you see a notification, Zoom update available, please update. Don't wait.
Is there any this cyber attack response plan in place, or something like cyber insurance? And where should one go in case one becomes victim of cyber?
For corporates, yes, for corporates and companies, there is cyber insurance. There are some companies who have come out with products and they are giving you cyber insurance. But then for that, you have to go through a rough, complete process of audit and all. We at my company, Hackershala and Codesnag, we do this. We do audits for companies. We protect their infrastructures by vulnerabilities and all. And Government of India has some initiatives which I can share that will help you to take care of your insurance and vulnerability part, and that is called cyberswachkendra.gov.in. So these are the two initiatives of government. One is called cyberswachkendra.gov.in. It is a cleaning and a malware analysis center. And for critical infrastructure, we have NCIIPC, that is nciipc.gov.in, National Critical Internet Information Protection Center, Government of India. So these two components are there, being launched by Government of India. You can ask your IT teams to completely vouch on these alerts and security tools. And there are some private banks and all who have started cyber insurance. I will let you know. I don't remember the names, but I will let you know. For children, yes, we have worked very hard on the cyber peril project with Augmented, and we have created some wonderful content which can help you to teach netiquette, cyber hygiene, and digital wellness as a subject right from grade, the lowest grade. And we have created this content till senior grade. So these books we have created, and this intention of creating this book was to make it as a compulsory subject now, because nobody knew 3 months back that children will be going to a virtual school. As schools, we always used to tell parents, bachcho ko mobile se dur rakhna. And today, now we are saying, please, bachcho ko mobile dila do ya laptop dila do. So see the change, and this, we are happy with this change, no doubt. Morning also, I was having some CPVT with 1,800 teachers across the country. It was hosted by one of the schools called Heritage School. And I was doing a webinar and I was talking about challenges of online education and learning. So these books have done a wonderful job. I think Rakesh sir will put in more insight to these books, what we have created. And for cyber insurance, I think, yes, one should go for it. And for corporates, please take care of your email security. A lot of man-in-the-middle attacks are happening on your email where your payments might get diverted. So be careful of your clients and your quotations when they are transferring it on email.
What about cyber attack response plan? Something like that is existing?
Yes, we have a cyber attack response plan, and that is being made by CERT India, Computer Emergency Response Team, Government of India. And it is available on the CERT-in website. It's an official website of Government of India. We have an emergency response plan, and we have shown also in some incidences. If you check the certain website, they are daily, whatever attacks are happening, the list is there. And then the solution is also there. So the
One last question can I ask, if the time
Ji,
permits?
ma'am. Yes, Ji, ma'am.
One last question from the parents. Parents are asking, is there any way that they can collaborate to keep a check on the children, how they're using the internet to ensure cybersecurity?
So if you have younger kids below 13, whenever you give a device to your child, the ID, the digital identity should be the parent identity. So suppose I am giving an Android phone to my child, the Gmail ID is my ID. I'm giving an Apple device to my child, the Apple ID is my ID. I don't allow spying on children. There are softwares with the name of parental control, but they actually act as a spy. It's better to share the internet with children, what they are using, what apps they are using, talk to them about, talk about what kind of threats they are facing. With all these kind of things, if you have a healthy relationship, I think that is better. But for very younger kids, yes, parental control is very important. There are some apps, parents, you should not allow children. For example, nobody mentioned this topic, but I have been seeing a lot of cases of online gaming addiction. And children are trying to play those games which are not meant for their age. For example, a very popular game called PUBG. Now, PUBG is a 17+ game. But let me tell you, ma'am, more than 60% of young kids are consuming that game. So that is where I need parental control. कि पापा मम्मी कम से कम ये तो देखें कि जो वो गेम चला रहा है वो उसकी एज के लिए ठीक है या नहीं.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think this was a very insightful and wonderful session. And I hope, ma'am, you have a lot of your doubts and clarification from different audiences have got clarified.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. Tandon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Tandon, for explaining them in a very simple language. I think everyone could relate it. Even there are students on this forum, they could understand what exactly you're talking about. So thank you very much for that. But as you rightly said, now solution to all these things is knowledge. We have to have that kind of an awareness. And that's where Mr. Malviya comes. So Mr. Malviya, I know you have put in a lot of effort in developing this content, the Cybersecurity Peril series. So would you like to take us through the challenges, the journey, why you created this content, and what are the audience for these contents? What are your intentions? What are your motives behind creating such kind of a content for students? Over to you, Mr. Malviya.
Well, see, we started with this Cyber Peril series in, say, 2014. When we were approached by the IT ministry, we had gone for some other work and we were told, they said, we want something if you can do this. So we said, yeah, we can help you out. So they said, we want a structured way of education in cyber security, which is not available till now, because something like there is a division, ma'am would know better, there is a division between NCERT and CBSE. NCERT caters to some level, CBSE caters to some other level. So there is not a blend between the two. You have to approach two people differently. And so there came the IT. See, in all this division, who is the sufferer? It is the children. Now, Rakshit has gone so much in detail with so many schools to acclimatize them, to sensitize them, all these things. So when we went to the ministry, they said, can you design? So they gave us an outline, how to design the books. They said, you first go to around 100 schools, that is A, B, and C, tier cities. So we approached the principals. And when we went to the principals, we got the insight from the principals. Then we approached the computer teacher. We got some insights from them. Then we approached the students of various classes, like class 4 to 10th. We went to them. Now, then we requested the principals and teachers, can we interact with the children alone without the teachers around? And that was an alarming thing that students came up and talked to us so many things which I would never have dreamt that they know it at such a young age. So we noted everything and came back. Now the question comes, how much of load and what should we teach in a particular class? Because it was then decided by the ministry that it has to be age appropriate. You can't give them all the content like PDF de diya. PDF mein sab cheez de diya and bana diya and they are handling it. So you have to give that exposure. First find out the indulgence of a child of a particular age and a particular class, and then cover him on that areas. Then you moderate and grow gradually, handhold him. So gradually we went across and found out that what is the time in a year can a school afford, because there are two-pronged approach. Either we take it as a separate subject, as we said, a structured way. Rakshit also requested, the time has come that we take it as a subject now. Like we have English, maths, science, etc. We have cyber security as a subject as well. Now, since it is not available yet, we are ready with both. The books addresses both the ways. Now we have 8 hours in a year we want from a school per class. Now we teach them, handhold them for the basics, from giving a knowledge of computers, taking them to a level of playing game, like what you said, like 4th class. Like Rakshit just now said, if you can see this, PUBG. If you can see this, PUBG is there. We have already covered PUBG, that what are the dangers in PUBG at an initial stage, because this is the year they indulge in gaming, right? So gradually we handhold them. So we were confronted, ki how do we go? So when the ministry, the secretary told us, the secretary of IT, Mr. Ajay Kumar, and then the scientific advisors were there. And then we were directed to NASSCOM. Now with all this, we had a complete run hand-holding them in a mapping the progression of growth of the child. So from the basic, we took them to a professional level. So at the time we clear the class 10th, they are in a position to do a professional course like certified ethical hacker. We can give them the course only at the age of 18. So 16, 17, 11, 12, we can have a, preliminary kind of an understanding on that. And after that, we can give them in 12th class. This understand. So we were told by the schools, ki aap ek bookseller ho gaye hai, book leke. So again, we went to the NASSCOM. So Mrs. Chintala, who's the executive director of NASSCOM, she said the Prime Minister has a different viewpoint. So unless you toe the lines of the Prime Minister, what he wants, we will never be able to help you out. Now what it was, they said very interestingly, that you decided to teach at this age, this thing, at this age, the class, you can decide on the classes. We are not confronting you on that, but make it very clear that this topic when you are teaching, right? This is the learning outcome a child is getting from this topic which you have taught. Now with the learning outcome, it should be made very clear at the start of this topic, which we have done. And towards the end of every topic, you have to tell that what the child can do, right? So you have what is being taught, what is the learning outcome of the child, and what a child can do with the knowledge you have imparted to them, right? And it is not a standalone book. It is a career path we are giving to the children. Like, agar tomorrow, let's be very practical, tomorrow hamari economy jo base kar rahi hai, it's call center based also. Lot of income is coming from the call center. Tomorrow, if these call centers go to Philippines, Malaysia, and other countries which are coming up in a big way now. Now, what are these youth going to be employed in? We have only the parents don't have exposure. The parents only know the predetermined career path. They do not know what is cyber. Cyber की बात जब आप करोगे तो वो कहते हैं कि cyber क्या, ये तो खेल करते हैं, game खेलते हैं. That is what cyber is. Excel, PowerPoint, Word. This is what the parent, because the parents are not aware of it. So we have to sensitize the parent, and that's what we did in the series of interaction. Rakshit dealt with this in quite some detail in the earlier part of it. So then the career path how does a child go? So at 12, they don't get these classes, they don't get the university admissions if they are 60% and things. They land up into call centers. And if these call centers go, what are we going to, have we ever analyzed this? This huge, humongous coming out children from the 12th class, where are they going to be employed? Employment is cyber safety, cyber security is the area where there is a dearth. Currently, 1 million jobs are going vacant. We do not have people to provide, right? So we have tried to help the government coming up with this, training them, giving them a cyber etiquette from the inception, that is 4th class to 10th class, because 10th ke baad wo elective course ho jata hai. If they want to take, they can opt, and we can always handhold with the schools, give them the knowledge of Rakshit bhi kar raha hai, Pathshala and things like that. There we can give them more, professional course, which is valid in 148 odd countries. So we are training them कि वो call center खत्म हो जाएगा तो उनको नौकरी तो मिल सकती है ना. They have skills. Now with this skill, if the children don't have skill, where are they going to come? Graduation कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, ये सारी चीज कर रहे हैं, वो उससे नहीं मिल रहा है. So this is the time where we have to really work very seriously in sync with the schools, with all the educators, trying to tell them that structured way of education is the way forward. Otherwise, we are sitting on a live bomb. And that is why we said that cyber is an independent theater of war. Earlier, war used to happen, you knew कि फौज आ गई है, बॉर्डर तक आ गई है, या चलो दिल्ली पहुंचते पहुंचते टाइम लगेगा. But now, zero depth. Sitting here, you can create a problem in US. You can do anything, anywhere, in moments, live time. It does not give you time to prepare. So this is the peril, the cyber peril, as the title we have said. It handholds a child. It is not a book, standalone book. Is a career path for the students to prepare them for the future. The world where they are trying to enter. The schools are not ready still for shaping the career of the child. I think, Rakshit, am I clear in this? Mute.
I think Rakshit,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Right.
Am I clear, Rakshit? This is what
Yes,
it
sir.
is, the future life.
Right, sir. Perfect.
Any other questions from anybody?
Mrs. Vyas, do you have any questions to Mr. Malviya?
I think most of them they answered. Sir has already shown us the direction.
Okay.
For that.
So I think, thank you, Mr. Malviya.
Thank you so much.
I think,
Thank you,
you were saying something. Yeah, so I think, Mr. Malviya has given a very detailed insight, actually the practical aspect of it. And he has got the solution as well. The solution all of us have been looking for, parents, teachers, students in particular. And these books, they need to be part of the curriculum. That's what we are all aiming for. Yeah, so it's on a display right now. So you can all see.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. Thank you. I think in addition to that, we have also gone ahead, one step ahead. We have gone with the comprehensive, we are looking for a comprehensive offer, where we are providing online classes, like, these books are being served, students have these books, but they need to be taught. They need to be told about these things. You need to deliver certain lectures. Nowadays, everything is online. We can have online, offline, even classroom sessions with them, explain them about, these books, go through all these contents. So this is what we are intending to do. We have developed a very comprehensive course, and our aim is to have a one-stop shop for all the queries. Even we can have webinars for parents. As Mr. Malviya said, parents are not aware. It's cyber, it's games, and maybe watching something on internet. They are not very much familiar about the repercussions, the health. How do we maintain hygiene, as Mr. Tandon said? So these are very important things. They need to be communicated. That awareness campaign need to be run. So those webinars, those comprehensive courses we have in the offering for children, for parents, for teachers, how do they conduct their online session? What are the things they need to take care of when they are communicating to a child? What all do they need to tell to the child that these things they should not do, these things they should do? They should be themselves aware about these things. So this is our
I was
intention.
just finishing
Yes,
one small point. Interesting interaction with a parent. He said, "ये cyber security वगैरह आप लोग क्या?" I was in a school, and so क्या है ये cyber security वगैरह? Maths पढ़ाइए, ये पढ़ाइए, ये cyber वाइबर का क्या है? तो खेलते हैं, ये है क्या? तो in a layman language, I told him, sir, cyber security आपको नहीं idea है. आपने Black Cat Commandos देखे हैं, सुने हैं? हाँ, वो मुझे मालूम है, VIPs को protect करते हैं. हमने कहा तो what is the job of a Black Cat Commando? Is he drops into the physical space, right? In a scene where the action is taking place. And security scene में वो अपने target को physical space से protect करके ले जाता है. And comes into it where the scene is threatened. In the same way, what cyber does, it is interfaced it technologically, logically, and more so remotely. So this is the difference between commandos, the physical security, and cyber security. Physical security is physically, person drops into the scene where the incident is happening. अपने target को protect कर लेता है, VIP वगैरह को, that he is protected and moved away from that space of crime. In this, it is addressed technologically, remotely, and logically. So this is the difference between cyber and physical
I think,
space.
sir, I have to say something. I feel that structured cyber education is the need of the hour,
Yes.
where the age-appropriate learning outcomes are well defined, so that we do not lack direction. So that is the need of the hour, and I think that Mr. Malviya has made a good effort to do that. Thank you for.
Thank you, sir. I'll have to make a leave. I have a interview lined up.
Some other.
Okay.
Hi.
So this,
Okay,
because
thanks,
of
Dr.
China and all, there are media
Thank
people
you.
waiting.
We will
Thank you
continue
so
this session. Yeah,
Right.
so for the rest of the people, we will continue this session. So thank you, Mr. Tandon.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for
Thank you all the participants, and thank you everyone. Namaskar and Jai Hind. Namaskar, Jai
Namaskar.
Hind.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Jai Hind.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Okay, so we're going to publish some, so we are coming up with this comprehensive course, and our aim is to have one-stop shop, as I already said, to have a, to address all the concerns, to plug all these gaps, whether it's parents, teachers, wherever the awareness needs to be, we need to deliver that awareness, we will do that. So we are going to flash the numbers on the chat box. Those who are interested, they can contact on these numbers, and we can guide them, or we can provide all the information which is required.
Right. Thanks, ma'am.
So I
for
think,
your
Thank you.
support. Thanks,
Thank you, sir.
Vaibhav.
Thanks,
Thank
Vaibhav.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Should we take questions? I think we are almost over. If we can take any questions, anyone has, let's wait for 5 minutes.
If the answers to